Welcome back to Nutrition for Seniors, where we uncover the foods that can either help you thrive after 60 or quietly undermine your health. Today, we're tackling a controversial topic: nuts. They're often praised as heart-healthy, protein-rich, and packed with good fats. And while that's true for some nuts, not all nuts are created equal. In fact, certain popular nuts that you might snack on every day, the kind sold in mixed bags, trail mixes, and health food aisles, could actually be doing more harm than good. Especially for people over 60. Why? Because as we age, our bodies become more sensitive to chronic inflammation, toxins, digestive stress, imbalanced fats, and blood sugar spikes. These subtle stressors can quietly damage your joints, heart, brain, and metabolism, often without you realizing the cause. In this video, we're going to reveal 3 nuts you should never touch, especially after 60. These aren't exotic or rare nuts. They're common, heavily marketed, and falsely promoted as healthy. But the truth is, they can actually accelerate aging, worsen inflammation, and sabotage muscle retention and heart health. For each nut, we'll explain why it becomes dangerous as you age, the science behind its health risks, and what to eat instead. Make sure to stay with us to the end, because we'll also share how to enjoy nuts the right way without harming your body. Let's start with the first nut, one that's in almost every pantry. Nut number 1, peanuts, the most contaminated nut. Let's get something straight right away: peanuts aren't technically nuts, they're legumes. But most people treat them as nuts, and they're sold alongside almonds, walnuts, and cashews in almost every store. So what's the big problem? Warning 1. Aflatoxins, hidden mold that damages the liver. Peanuts are highly susceptible to mold, specifically Aspergillus flavus, a fungus that produces aflatoxins. These toxic compounds have been classified as Group 1 carcinogens by the World Health Organization. Here's why it's especially dangerous for seniors. Aflatoxins accumulate in the liver over time. They're linked to liver damage, immune suppression, and even liver cancer. Older adults may already have reduced liver function or slower detoxification pathways, making them less able to process toxins efficiently. Even small, legal amounts of aflatoxins can become a long-term burden, especially if you eat peanuts regularly. Fire 2. Inflammatory fat profile. Peanuts are rich in omega-6 fatty acids, particularly linoleic acid. While omega-6s are not inherently bad, modern diets already contain too much of them, and not enough omega-3s to balance the scale. Here's what that imbalance causes: systemic inflammation, worsening joint pain, increased risk of heart disease, potential contribution to cognitive decline. For someone over 60, when chronic inflammation is already a threat to your joints, brain, and heart, peanuts just add fuel to the fire. Crossmark 3. Digestive disruption and lectins. Peanuts contain lectins, phytic acid, and enzyme inhibitors, compounds that can irritate the gut, especially in aging bodies with a thinner gut lining or less stomach acid. These substances can trigger bloating and discomfort, disrupt digestion, and even contribute to leaky gut, a condition tied to autoimmune diseases and inflammation. If you have sensitive digestion, arthritis, or immune issues, peanuts might be quietly aggravating your symptoms. High voltage 4. Allergy-like effects, even if you're not allergic. Peanuts are one of the most allergenic foods on the planet. Even if you don't have a clinical allergy, low-grade sensitivities are more common than you think, especially in older adults. Some signs include brain fog after eating, fatigue or sluggishness, mild swelling, itchy throat, or congestion. You might be reacting without realizing it's from peanuts. Peanuts, but isn't peanut butter healthy? Peanut butter is one of the most common sources of daily peanut consumption, and many people think it's good for them. But here's the issue. Most peanut butters are made with hydrogenated oils or added sugar. Even natural versions still carry the risks of aflatoxins and omega-6 overload. It's easy to overeat, because peanut butter is calorie-dense, soft, and addictive. White heavy checkmark what to eat instead? Try swapping peanuts for walnuts or almonds. Walnuts are rich in omega-3s, which reduce inflammation. Almonds offer more fiber, magnesium, and are easier to digest. Both are less prone to mold contamination and better tolerated by sensitive guts. And instead of peanut butter, opt for almond butter. Walnut butter. Just check the ingredients, they should be 100% nuts with no added sugar or oils. Stop sign final verdict on peanuts. For older adults, peanuts are simply not worth the risk. They're inflammatory, often contaminated, hard on digestion, and offer fewer nutritional benefits than real tree nuts. If your goal is to preserve your muscles, protect your heart, improve joint and brain health, then ditch the peanuts, and choose smarter, safer alternatives. Nut number 2, cashews, the blood sugar trap in disguise. Cashews are creamy, mildly sweet, and incredibly popular. They show up in snack mixes, dairy-free recipes, vegan cheese substitutes, and even healthy desserts. At first glance, they look like a great choice. They contain some healthy fats, magnesium, and plant-based protein. But when you dig deeper, you'll discover that cashews can actually be quite harmful for seniors, especially when eaten regularly. Here's why this seemingly innocent nut might be sabotaging your health. Balance Scale 1. High in carbs, and they spike blood sugar. Compared to other nuts, cashews are surprisingly high in carbohydrates. In fact, about 25 to 30% of their total calories come from carbs. That's more than any other common nut. What does this mean for you? After 60, your body naturally becomes more insulin resistant. The pancreas produces more insulin, but your cells are less responsive. This is why many older adults struggle with prediabetes or type 2 diabetes, sudden energy crashes, brain fog after meals, weight gain around the belly. Cashews, especially when eaten in large portions, can spike blood glucose levels, leading to energy dips and poor metabolic control. Worse still, cashews are soft and addictively tasty, so it's easy to overeat them without noticing. A small handful becomes a large one, and suddenly you've consumed over 20 grams of carbs, just from your healthy snack. Counterclockwise arrows button 2. Low in fiber, bad for blood sugar and digestion. While other nuts like almonds or pistachios are rich in fiber, which helps slow down sugar absorption, cashews are relatively low in fiber. Less fiber means faster digestion, faster blood sugar spikes, less satisfaction and more snacking later. For seniors, fiber is crucial not only for blood sugar but also for digestive health, cholesterol, and regular bowel movements. Cashews offer little of this benefit. Fire 3. Inflammatory fats plus roasting dangers. Cashews contain mostly monounsaturated fats, which are generally okay, but the way they're processed is a major problem. Most store-bought cashews are roasted at high temperatures, which damages their fats and creates oxidized compounds. Sometimes fried in cheap seed oils like canola or sunflower oil, both high in omega-6. Salted excessively, which can raise blood pressure in sensitive individuals. Oxidized oils are a major source of inflammation, particularly harmful to seniors struggling with arthritis, joint pain, or cardiovascular disease. Even raw cashews aren't truly raw. Cashews in their natural state are coated with cardol, a toxic oil similar to poison ivy sap, which must be steamed off before they're safe to eat. This raises concerns about chemical residue and how much of that processing stays in the final product. Brain 4. Nutrient profile is overrated. You'll often hear that cashews are rich in magnesium, zinc, iron. And they are, but only in theory. Here's the truth. Many of these nutrients are bound to phytic acid, an anti-nutrient in cashews that blocks absorption. If your digestion is already compromised, which is common after 60, you absorb even less. So while cashews look good on paper, you don't get the full benefit in real life. Compare that to Brazil nuts, which deliver selenium in absorbable form, or walnuts, which give you usable omega-3s, and you'll see that cashews fall short. Prohibited 5. Cashew-based health foods are misleading. Vegan cheese made from cashews. Cashew butter. Cashew ice cream. Sounds healthy? Not so fast. These trendy products are often processed, contain added sugars or gums, may cause bloating, indigestion, or spikes in insulin. For older adults watching their weight, sugar, or digestion, these alternatives are far from ideal. White heavy checkmark better alternatives. Instead of cashews, try pistachios, lower in carbs, higher in fiber and protein. Macadamia nuts, very low in carbs, high in healthy fats, and extremely anti-inflammatory. Hazelnuts, rich in vitamin E and brain-protective antioxidants. All three offer better metabolic support, fewer sugar issues, and more nutrients per bite, without the hidden dangers of cashews. Receipt. Final thoughts on cashews. Don't be fooled by the creamy texture and health halo. Cashews are a metabolic trap. They look like a smart snack, but for seniors. They spike your blood sugar. Offer little fiber. May be inflammatory or chemically processed. And fail to deliver on many of their promised nutrients. They're okay occasionally, but if you're eating cashews or cashew-based products regularly, it's time to cut them out and choose nuts that truly work for your age, not against it. Nut number 3, macadamia nuts, the hidden heart hazard. Wait, macadamia nuts? Aren't those supposed to be healthy? You might be surprised to see macadamia nuts on this list. After all, they're often praised as heart-healthy, keto-friendly, and rich in monounsaturated fats. But here's the reality: while they do have some benefits, for many seniors, macadamia nuts can be a serious hidden risk, especially when it comes to the heart, blood pressure, and metabolic balance. Let's dig into the reasons why macadamias may not be the innocent superfood they're made out to be. Butter 1. Extremely high in calories and fats. Macadamia nuts are the highest calorie nut you can buy, with around 200 calories per ounce, and over 21 grams of fat in just a small handful. That wouldn't be a problem if they were filling. But here's the issue. They're buttery, crunchy, and easy to overeat. You can down several ounces without even realizing it. Many people think, it's a healthy fat, so I can have more. But that's a dangerous mindset after 60. Why? Because after 60, your metabolism naturally slows down, and excess fat is more likely to get stored, especially around the midsection, one of the most dangerous places to accumulate weight. Belly fat is strongly linked to insulin resistance, cardiovascular disease, hormonal imbalance, and even cognitive decline. So when seniors snack on macadamias thinking they're doing something good, they might be slowly packing on visceral fat, without even knowing it. Beating heart 2. Bad for seniors with cardiovascular issues. Macadamias are rich in monounsaturated fats, the same type found in olive oil. But while olive oil has anti-inflammatory polyphenol and antioxidants, macadamias don't. Here's what makes them problematic. Macadamias are extremely low in omega-3s, the fats that reduce inflammation and protect the heart. And they're high in omega-9s, which are neutral at best. They don't harm, but they don't protect either. For someone over 60 with heart disease, hypertension, or high cholesterol, that means macadamias won't help reduce risk like walnuts or flax seeds might. And in large amounts, their high fat and calorie load may even raise LDL cholesterol in sensitive individuals. In some people, high fat intake without omega-3 balance can lead to elevated triglycerides, worsened blood pressure, and a higher risk of heart rhythm issues. Warning 3. Most are roasted or packaged with oils. Very few people eat raw macadamia nuts. Most are roasted with added oils, salted, or included in candied snack mixes or baked goods. These oils are often refined seed oils, like soybean or sunflower, which are high in omega-6 fats, easily oxidized when heated, inflammatory when consumed frequently. The result? A snack that seems clean and simple on the surface, but is actually loaded with damaged fats that promote inflammation, especially in aging joints, arteries, and the brain. 4. They provide very little nutritional return. Macadamia nuts aren't rich in protein, fiber, or essential minerals. Compared to other nuts like almonds or pistachios, they offer less than 2 grams of protein per ounce. Very little fiber. Not much magnesium, zinc, or selenium. They're mostly just fat, and not even the kind of fat that actively supports your brain, eyes, or muscles. If you're trying to improve muscle retention, brain health, cardiovascular performance, macadamias simply don't deliver. Cookie 5. They're often the gateway nut in unhealthy foods. Because they taste indulgent and luxurious, macadamias are often added to white chocolate cookies, snack bars, granolas with sugar, keto desserts full of saturated fats. This association with sweet or processed foods makes it easier to fall into the trap of health-washed, junk food, foods that seem healthy but contain ingredients that undermine metabolism and weight control. White heavy checkmark. Better alternatives for seniors. Instead of macadamia nuts, reach for walnuts, rich in omega-3s and excellent for heart and brain. Pistachios, great protein and fiber combo, with antioxidants. Hazelnuts, high in vitamin E and monounsaturated fats with more nutrient depth. These options are lower in calories per bite, higher in useful micronutrients, and more protective for your aging body. Receipt. Final verdict on macadamia nuts. Macadamia nuts aren't inherently bad, but for seniors, they're one of the least useful nuts you can eat, and one of the easiest to misuse. Their high calorie density, low nutrient value, poor omega profile, and tendency to be consumed with oils or sugar make them a trap disguised as a luxury health food. If your goals include weight control, heart protection, brain support, then skip the macadamias, and choose smarter, safer options. Let's recap what we've learned today. While nuts are often seen as universally healthy, the truth is much more nuanced, especially as we age. After 60, your body becomes more vulnerable to hidden inflammation, metabolic imbalances, and nutritional traps. And unfortunately, not all nuts are created equal. In this video, we exposed 3 specific nuts that seniors should seriously reconsider, or avoid altogether. Prohibited 1. Peanuts, the moldy imposter. They're not even true nuts. Peanuts are legumes, and they come with dangerous aflatoxins, which are known liver toxins. They're also high in inflammatory omega-6s, loaded with lectins and gut irritants, and extremely easy to overeat, especially as peanut butter. Even if you're not allergic, peanuts can trigger fatigue, bloating, or brain fog, subtle signs your body is reacting negatively. White heavy checkmark. Better options. Walnuts and almonds, real tree nuts with powerful anti-inflammatory effects and heart benefits. Prohibited 2. Cashews, the blood sugar bomb. Creamy and delicious, cashews might seem like a safe, gentle nut, but they're actually shockingly high in carbs. For seniors who may already be insulin resistant or dealing with blood sugar swings, cashews. Cause glucose spikes. Contain little fiber to slow digestion. And are often roasted, salted, or processed with oils. Cashew-based health foods are misleading. Many are ultra-processed and offer little real nutrition. White heavy checkmark smarter choices. Pistachios or hazelnuts, they balance protein, fiber, and healthy fats more effectively. Prohibited 3. Macadamia nuts, the caloric trap. Surprised to see macadamias here? You're not alone. They have a reputation for being heart-healthy, but they also come with major downsides. Extremely calorie-dense and easy to overeat. Offer minimal protein and fiber. Contain very little omega-3 and are often consumed in roasted, oily, or sugary forms. For older adults, that combination can quietly lead to weight gain, higher LDL cholesterol, and increased cardiovascular risk. White heavy checkmark prefer walnuts, pistachios, or even a small serving of almonds instead. They offer much more value to your body without the hidden costs. Light bulb. So what's the big takeaway? Here's the thing. You don't have to give up nuts. In fact, the right nuts can help you build and maintain lean muscle, lower inflammation, support your brain, protect your heart, and even improve sleep and metabolism. But only if you're smart about the kinds you eat. White heavy checkmark smart tips for seniors choosing nuts. Always read the ingredients. Avoid oils, sugar, or flavorings. Portion matters. A small handful is enough, overdoing it adds calories fast. Choose raw or dry roasted. Stay away from deep-fried, honey-glazed, or flavored nuts. Rotate your nut choices. Variety ensures a better nutrient profile. Pair with fiber or protein. This slows digestion and helps stabilize blood sugar. A final word, you deserve to eat for strength, not decline. After 60, every bite you take either contributes to your strength and energy, or works against it. That's why understanding even the healthy foods in your pantry is critical. We've been sold a simplified idea that all nuts are good for you, but the truth is more complex. And you deserve the truth, not marketing spin. By cutting out these 3 nuts, you're not being restrictive. You're being strategic. You're choosing foods that actively support your body, brain, and energy, so you can move better, feel sharper, and live longer. Movie camera. If you found this helpful, here's what to do next. Thumbs up. Give this video a like, it tells the algorithm this content matters. Speech balloon. Leave a comment, which of these nuts surprised you the most? Bell, and most importantly, subscribe to Nutrition for Seniors for weekly videos on how to eat for longevity, smart food swaps, restoring muscle after 60, and staying independent for years to come. We're here to help you not just add years to your life, but life to your years. Brain flexed biceps. Until next time, take care, and eat wisely.